Live. Haven't done a video in a while, and I guess I needed something kind of to get me excited, so I am excited. Worshipsong Band version 7 is out, and it brings some amazing features such as team sharing, 10 gigs of cloud storage space for free for your teams. And I'm going to show you in this video exactly how to use Worshiptracks Live and Worshipsong Band together, and how quick and how easy it is to purchase songs from us for $2.99 and then share it with the rest of your team using Worshipsong Band. So let's just jump right into it. As you can see up here on my desktop, I already have Worshipsong Band downloaded. This is a new download of the 7.0. And there's a little, for the Mac users, I wouldn't say it has something to do with Apple, of course, but anyways, I'm going to show you exactly, if you run into this problem, how to fix it. So, first of all, we are going to unpack Worshipsong Band. I'm right-clicking and opening on it. And as you see, I have the icon here on my desktop. And when I go to click that, it's going to open the application. And then I'm going to get a pop-up basically just telling me Worshipsong Band can't be open because Apple cannot check the software, basically. And all we need to do is just hit OK here, go into our system preferences, our settings, and if you look down here, I'll go back and show you. This is how it will probably pop up at first for you. But if you go down to where it says security and privacy, click that. Down here at the bottom, it's going to say Worshipsong Band was blocked. We're going to click open anyway, and then it's going to ask us to open it again. So we're going to click open there. And then we'll have the program be able to be ran and to be opened. What I normally like to do on Mac, and I don't know if you'll run into this issue on Windows or not. I am a Mac user, but what I normally like to do is go to my Finder on Mac and go to Applications and actually go ahead and add Worshipsong Band in there. It's going to ask you, do you want to move? I'm going to say yeah. Replace it. It was already in there, another version. So anyways, now that we've got that going on, what that allows me to do is I can go to Launchpad, and I can look through all my apps and Worshipsong Bands right there. I can pull it down into my toolbar, and that way I don't have to go to Launchpad anymore. And so let's just look at the app. This is, as I said, version 7.0. When you first open the app, if you're new to Worshipsong Band, or maybe you're seeing this video for the first time, when you open it, it's going to take you to the Help and About, and there's a lot of links here to multi-track providers. I'm in there as well, Worshiptracks Live, and we do offer support for our tracks and support for the Worshipsong Band app itself. And if it's a question I can't answer, I know who to get in touch with to get it answered. So, but anyways, once you first download Worshipsong Band, we're going to go look at the library, and this is what currently comes installed by default. This is what's included. You get a few demonstrations of some songs in here, some that's click only, that you could just play anything you wanted to and change the tempo. So there's a few that do have multi-tracks in here. You Alone Can Rescue. You have one here from Reawaken Hymns that's included. So there's quite a bit included for free just as soon as you download it. But what I want to show you today is actually how to purchase tracks from Worshiptracks Live for $2.99 and then be able to share that to your team using the new feature, which is team sharing. So it's kind of a two-step process, and if we click on the little plus here to the left of the song column, you'll see two things. You'll see where it says add provider song, and then you'll see team sharing. So let me show you, before we do that, exactly how we register for team sharing. If we go to the Worshipsong Band, if we go to their website, and this is at worshipsong.com, it's under the band tab. If you scroll down to team sharing, click on that, it's going to tell you all the little details about this new feature, the team sharing feature. If you scroll down a little bit further, you're going to see a link that is worshipsongteams.com. If you go to that link, you can see it's going to ask me to log in. I've already registered an account there, but you'll have to register an account. It's going to send you a code via email, and once you pop that code in, then you're going to see something similar to this. This is the Worshipsong Band team portal. It takes it a second to load up, and as soon as it does, you will see a couple things. You have a team member code. You also have a team admin code. You can actually add links in here directly. So for instance, if you've got some multi-tracks, say in Google Drive or in Dropbox or something, you can go ahead and give it a name, put your link, and it'll add it there. So what we're going to look at first is the actual team admin code. Basically what the team admin code gives you ability to do is it lets you administrate your Worshipsong Band team portal. So anybody that has this admin code will basically be able to add songs to the portal. Anybody that has the team member code will be able to download songs to their Worshipsong Band app only. So if you want to administrate your portal and you don't want other team members or worship band guitarist Joe or ever who uploading things to your portal, just give them the team member code. So but what we're going to look at first is the admin code, and then we'll kind of look at the team member code if we have time here. I'm trying to keep this video short, but I'll probably go long. It's the way I am. And so just bear with me. We're about to get into the nitty-gritty here. So if you go to the Worshipsong Band app, and the first thing to note is we're going to add a song here. It's one of my tracks from Worshiptracks Live. And all we got to do to get it to download directly into the application is basically just type in a code that was provided. I'm currently, and have been for a while, giving away the multi-track One Thing Remains. So I thought that would be a good one to use in this demo. So we're just going to punch our code in. 427-124 1609. So just so you know, I'm throwing you a bone here. If you want to go ahead and grab this, you can use this code. If you visit my site and you're prompted with a pop-up for an email, you can get it that way as well. So once we have our code in there, we're going to go down here and click enter. And it's going to say connected to provider database, providers, WTL, Worshiptracks Live, One Thing Remains. So we're going to click download. And it will take it a second to download. These files are not extremely large. Most of mine are around, I would say 50, 60, 70 megabytes, something like that. And as soon as it gets downloading, you will see it in your library, and I'll show you that here in just a second. Okay, it's done downloading. And you see now we have One Thing Remains. It even's got my older logo from a couple years back, which is cool. Kind of reminds you where you came from. But anyway, we're going to, we've got that downloaded. So now the second step to the process, I would call adding your song step 1. So it's kind of like a 2-step process. The second step is going to be team sharing. As you can see, it shows Worshiptracks Live admin. It's because I've already entered my code in here, and that was from here on the Worshipsong Band team portal. My admin code is here, and don't worry, if you want to try to use these admin codes, this is for demo purposes only. I'll not be adding anything to this really. So this is just a demo account to show you guys. So don't try to use that code. More than likely it's going to show deleted anyway. But there's the code. Once you put it in, hit enter and it pulls up Worshiptracks Live admin. We can go out of that for now. Now for instance, if I wanted to upload this to my team's portal on the cloud so that my other team members that should be using or better be using Worshipsong Band can download it. We just go to One Thing Remains. As you see, there's a share button there. We click share on that. And the first time, and this is on Mac, I don't know what this looks like on Windows, but what happens is the first time you click it, you'll get a pop-up, just say OK, and then you're going to see the little, whatever you call the little round thing spinning there. And once that gets done spinning, you will be prompted with another pop-up that actually shows, once you get the second pop-up, it's pretty much the upload is complete. Now I will say you can share sets to them. We're going to jump in that here in a minute, and I'll show you how to do that. But I will say, depending on the size of your set list, if those songs are not already up in your portal, it could take some time depending on how many you got in your set, because if they're not up there, it's going to upload those. Now it will not upload duplicates, not unless you've changed the file name or something like that. So if it's up on the portal, it's going to check for it. If it needs uploaded, it's going to upload those. If it doesn't need uploaded, it won't. So as you can see, it's still uploading just this single track. It does take, depending on your internet connection and your bandwidth, it does take more time to upload than to download. But as soon as this gets finished, I will show you the portal and show you exactly where that that it uploaded it to. But anyway, guys, just want to let you know that you know, Worshiptracks Live, all of our multi-tracks are only $2.99. We offer very good quality tracks, and I'm not just saying that because I'm the owner, but our tracks are very good quality for $2.99. It will be hard to find, hard to beat anywhere else on the internet. We do this to help small churches, struggling worship leaders, you know, that don't have the musicians and things like that to pull off a good worship service. Worshipsong Band has a lot of features in it also. You can, you know, I'm showing you the team share feature now, which is the newest exciting thing that's happening. But you know, you can add your own tracks to Worshipsong Band. You're not locked into a certain provider. If you have multi-tracks that you want to set up and use with inside Worshipsong Band, you can do that. We also have lyric projection, so you could actually project your lyrics in the house. I know a lot of churches are struggling because some of the providers out there, the licensing is so expensive to buy the software. You can actually do that with Worshipsong Band. All the tracks that we sell at Worshiptracks Live are already set up with chord charts and the lyrics inside of them, so you can follow right along as the track plays. Worshipsong Band also has Midi Out feature. So for instance, if you wanted to send Midi out to another software program, if you wanted to run, say, lighting and control it with Worshipsong Band, you can do that. If you wanted to, say, send MIDI signal out to a guitar effects pedal, say to switch on the bridge to a different preset, you can do that. There's a lot of different ways. You can even use Midi Out to change slides. For instance, ProPresenter will accept MIDI. So if you are using ProPresenter, you can have Worshipsong Band to change the slides automatically on the sections. Okay, so the upload is complete. All we got to do is hit OK here. And now we'll go look at our cloud. And once we go into the cloud, all we got to do is hit the refresh button. And our track should be up there. There it is. One Thing Remains. It's up there on the site. And basically what you can do, what's cool about this, is you can take, for instance, I can delete this out of my Worshipsong Band app by marking to delete. And just so you guys know, this feature, this delete feature, if you notice, it's still, even though I marked delete, it shows One Thing Remains still in there. It does the delete process when you close down the app. So we're going to close it down and reopen it. And when we reopen the app, you're going to see One Thing Remains is not in there anymore. So what do? We click the plus button. We can go over here to Team Sharing. And you notice under Team Sharing now, up in the cloud, it's still showing that we have One Thing Remains. We click on that. We're going to click Download. And you notice we're getting the download bar going across just like we did when we put the initially put the track code in to begin with, the provider code. And you'll see once that uploads, it will be back in our library. Cool, right? So let's give it a listen. I've got the click turned off on this, by the way. And I'm hoping you guys can hear that. I'm not sure if you can or not. Depending on how I've got my audio routed, you may not be able to hear that. I'm not sure. But anyways, there it is. One Thing Remains is in there. You heard the pad queuing up. The song was getting ready to start. And that's another thing with Worshipsong Band. Also has pads included in the software that you can use for transition in between songs. Now, getting into the set list, basically all you got to do is, for instance, I can do this. I can go to One Thing Remains, and I can add to set from here. Now you notice it shows this little radio button over here. If I click on that, it shows One Thing Remains. If I click on that again, and I'm left clicking here on the Mac, by the way, it's going to, you'll see Save. You go down to Save. It's going to want to know what your set list is, and I will just call it Sunday, just for demonstrational purposes. Save set list, and if we go back up here to Save Set List, we'll notice the set list is there. So if we was to go here and even clear this out, and I'm just giving you a few little tips and pointers on set list within Worshipsong Band as well. We can clear this. You'll see that we have no songs loaded up over here in our set where the little radio icon was. All we need to do is go to Save Sets, left click on Sunday, and we can do a lot of different things. We can add songs to it, we can delete it, we can load the set, rename it, export it, which is an older feature that still does work. You can export your set and send it to, say, one of your other worship team members, and they can basically import it. But now that we have share, it's a whole lot easier. So how's this going to work? Just to show you, I'm going to click share, and you get this little team sharing icon again. The only song that's in there is One Thing Remains, so this should work quickly. Now, I haven't tested this prior, so bear with me. I don't think it will upload the song again, and it didn't. That was quick. So we hit OK. Because, see, One Thing Remains, if you remember, was already up on the cloud. Now, if we had other songs in there, it would have taken longer because it would have to upload those to the cloud first. So anyways, let's go take a look at it. Let's go over here to the... Where am I at? I've already got lost in my tabs here. There we go. Looks like I got a duplicate tab. But anyways, you get that for free. All hang-ups and glitches that I'm doing here, you get those for free. But anyways, guys, I'm trying to record this in just one go through. I'm not trying to make this super professional or anything. So we see we still have One Thing Remains. If we go and hit a refresh button, it's going to reload the cloud, and we've got One Thing Remains, and we also got the Sunday set. So let's go back just for laughs and giggles here. We're going to delete. We're going to mark the song for deletion, and we're also going to go into Save Sets, and we're going to delete the set list. And we'll close down the app. That way it deletes One Thing Remains out of there. Reopen the app. And then we are going to go to look at our saved sets. And as you see, there's none in there. And there is One Thing Remains that's not in there. So here's what we can do now. Go to Team Sharing. Instead of downloading just One Thing Remains, we can download the Sunday set. And what you will find is it's not only downloading the set list for Sunday, but it's also downloading One Thing Remains with it because it was in the set that we created. And we'll take a look at that just to verify it. One Thing Remains is back in our library. If we go to Save Sets, Sunday is there. If I go to load the set, there it is. And then if I say show the set, there's our song. Guys, this has been great being able to show you this new feature. I think it's an amazing tool, because not only is it good for doing your live worship on Sundays, it's also great to be able to share this to your team so they can practice at home before the next Sunday comes around, or the next service comes around, whenever it may be. So this is a really great addition. Like I said, you get 10 gigs of storage space up there. You can administrate it. And for instance, you know, if you just led worship with your team on Sunday, you can go home like most worship leaders do, crash out for a few hours, get something to eat, crash out, and you can go in here and build your set and send it out to your team. They can be practicing that before the next rehearsal. Anyway, guys, it's been great. I've had a great time doing this tutorial for you, and I hope you've found some value in it. Thanks again.